Hi everyone, McBeard here, back with another Commander's Horn deck guide for you. Today is Meta Monday, let's call it. So we're playing Metavran. This is MORVRAN Voorhees at his most abusive. I have made a slight tweak just based on what I have seen in the ladder, but I'll talk about that when I get into the breakdown. So I am going to be continuing doing deck guides and podcasts this week. As usual, you can expect 3 deck guides from me as well as a podcast. Today's podcast will be on Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Thursday the 21st. My guest will be Team Leviathan's Crozier and Team Aretuza's Mole Legion. Mole Legion recently qualifying for Gwent Open number 8. Crozier getting into the top, getting into day 2 for the qualifiers and doing very, very well in his own right. The potato master himself. So 2 really, really smart Gwent people, keeping the tradition of having 2 guests on every podcast because I think that it has just improved the show. More guests are telling me how much more fun they're having on the show. And the response has been pretty clear as well. Having more guests is just better. Plus, when Gwent Open 8 starts, I will be traveling. We'll be talking with the broadcasters. We'll be talking with the players, talking with CDPR. We're going to make sure there's lots of goodies for you this time around because we're so excited to be back in Warsaw for Gwent Open number 8. I have a feeling this deck may not survive untouched for Gwent Open number 8. It is very strong. So let's talk about Meta MORVRAN. Basically, good stuff, high value, mid-range, non-shoop, solid Nilfgaard. So I played this deck. Like I said, I'm just pushing through my ranks. I'm just trying to get just a higher placement because I know it's just it's a time investment. So I played a lot last night. I played a little bit on stream today. Rank 7 to 5. Oh man, 17, 2, and 1 with this deck. And all games that I played today were blue coin, and we won all of them but one on stream. It is a very good deck. On red coin, it is downright unfair. On blue coin, you can just make some good passes and just outvalue them. Let's talk about Metavran already. All right, so this is the bronze core here. Just take a nice good look at it right now because when I go through the breakdown of the cards, it'll always say ×2. But the only thing that I'm not running 2 of is the Infiltrator. I do think this is great round 2 steal play. In fact, I may have sound effects on, so I'm not going to go right-click on them because the premium sound effects are probably going to bust your ears open. But we have the Infiltrator here. It's just a great play. Clogs the deck. Plus, it's just a great round 2 pass play. It's better than Magni, arguably now, because Magni was nerfed, always dealt with. Sometimes it's better just to go for a little disruption. Team Aretuza believes in this as well and has said the same thing on their list. However, in their list on Team Aretuza, they run 2 Infiltrators, 1 Alba, and Gimpy. Whereas in my list, I run 2 Infantries, 1 Infiltrator, and 2 Albas. Why did I take Gimpy out? Okay, well, first of all, in the gameplays you're going to see, I am running Gimpy. But Gimpy, I don't think really works with this deck very well because Gimpy is very, very good in round 1 against most decks. But this deck has a very difficult time mulliganing in round 1 because it is running all 3 Witchers and Roach. But really, the main thing about this deck is it's just strong in general because of the high provision point cap, and it's very good against monsters. Nausicaa Sergeant's your engine. Slave Driver is always removing at 3. When you lead off with Alba Armored Cavalry, your next 2 Slave Drivers deal 3 ping, removing more engines. Your Alba Armored Cavalry also shuts down engines. Both of these units are deploy units for your Nausicaa Sergeant. The Infiltrator is not a deploy unit, but you'll use it to pass in round 2. Generally, you'll just mulligan it away, but you only have 1, so you're not so scared of it. And then the Slave Infantry is just a value card. You hit something, you're already getting 7 points if you just hit a 3-point unit, which you should have a lot of because you are running Albas. If you hit the Slave Driver, you've got an 8-point card. If you manage to hit something that's been weakened to 1, it's a 9-point bronze. This card is so good. The bronze core for Nilfgaard here is very, very strong. Feels very much like playing monsters. And part of it is playing the Nausicaa Sergeant. I talked about this on stream when we were talking about a universally appealing mechanic like Thrive being a core mechanic for monsters, but you have Northern Realms with the Lyrian Cavalry who care about orders, and you have Nausicaa Sergeant who cares about deploy. Now, there's more cards in Northern Realms that care about orders, but this is the only card in Nilfgaard that cares about deploy. But you could say that this could be like a standard bearer keyword, and more Nilfgaard cards could care about deploy, so you can have more of that standard synergy that monsters enjoys. I feel like maybe there's an opportunity here for Nilfgaard to have some more universally good cards, and generally for most factions. But I am against homogenization of cards, so take that with whatever amount of salt you need to take it with, or sugar. So let's talk about the gold zone of this deck, which is vast. We'll start off with the Witchers, which we know and love or don't love. The Witcher play is a card, it's a card that thins 3 other cards out of your deck because we're playing Roach as well, and likely we're playing Witchers as one of our first golds, but it is a thinning card, it is a tempo card, it is just good for Nilfgaard. It is good for most decks, but it's also a deploy effect, so the Sergeant cares about it as well. Treyharn can destroy win conditions from your opponent in round 2 or late in round 1 after you are sufficiently pleased with the thinning that you've seen. It is a deploy. It is actually a slow card. It does only get you 4 points. I feel like 5 points with Sergeant, 6 if there's 2 Sergeants. So I feel like this card, Treyharn, now I've played a lot of blue coin games in a row, like 6 or 7 in a row. So I have felt the speed of this card a little bit more, but on red coin, this is just, it's obnoxious, right? Taking a round with this card, dumpstering the Commander's Horn, dumpstering the Wild Boar of the Sea, dumpstering an Avalok, some other crazy win condition that you can tell your opponent just built their whole deck around. It's just, the card is fairly scummy, but boy, does it work. Ox and Serret are a great combo. Ox is really, really good against Gurnikora big monsters, locking down every necker they can play. Sometimes you're good against locking up an egg. Ox is generally just a single lock because you can't count on having the Serret combo in your hand, although you can play your lower commitment cards to ensure that you have a really great hand, maybe with Karnax and Unicorn as well. But Ox is just very good as a lock card and can have some extra effect against non-shoop decks, specifically monsters. And like I said, this is a very good anti-monsters deck. And there's a lot of monsters out there. Asira, usually putting Roach back in your deck for the 9-point play in round 3, but sometimes putting a big unit back in your monster's opponent's deck to brick a ghoul. But you're sometimes not even so concerned about it because you're playing Peter Sargwenlove, which also bricks ghouls. Peter Sargwenlove is such a good card, as he has always been, feeling very, very old school Gwent. From the very, very beginning, Peter's always been good. Sneaky Pete coming for you. Also, I don't think I really mentioned the Nilfgaardian Knight. We are running 2 of these. This is a great proactive play on blue coin, 6 points straight out the gate. Later on, boosting a Thrive unit on your opponent's side if it's monsters, or generally boosting a unit that you're probably going to reset with Peter or kill with Leo. It feels almost risk-free. If anything, it enables cards that otherwise may not get value, because sometimes you have Peter and Leo in your hand, and it doesn't feel great. Nilfgaardian Knight makes it feel a little bit better. Enraged Ifrit is a choice. It is flex, but an extra 4 removal is fairly good. It does care more about what your opponents are doing. This doesn't have to be this card. Believe it or not, with a deck this strong, you'd think that there weren't that many swaps, but there are a lot of swaps. The Albas, the Infiltrators, the Slave Infantry, Gimpy, Roach, Tibor even. You could make a case for more locks in Dorgaray. You could make a case for more protection against specific weird stuff that will beat you otherwise. There are a lot of artifacts out there, no joke. Lots of Croc found some added today as well. There is a lot of artifacts out there. So Iris, not a crazy choice as well. Karnax and Unicorn, what else is there to say? Just really, really good cards that commonly a 20-point combo that can also protect your engines, remove, and ultimately just be a crazy last play with 12 points that your opponent can't do much about. Serret with Leo. Serret's just an extra strong piece of removal. If you have an Avalok, you have to cut down. Leo is your insurance against a big unit, usually a Ghoul or Hubert. That's why you always push for last say, because you're probably drawing Leo. And you also want to push for last say so you can control your opponent's graveyard. Hand Marvin's Blue Dream. Mwah. Steal Spear Tips all day. This card is almost always good because if your opponent had to fight for the first round, they spent something that you can use. And if it's Spear Tip, they won't even think about rushing the Azrael or the Ghoul after you steal Spear Tip. So then you can even offensively Asir after that. So many options. And then I didn't even talk about MORVRAN. Yeah, you're revealing cards from your opponent's deck. You can use that information to your advantage, but it's really about the 6 points, protecting the engine, making last play that much better. So check this deck out, guys. If you haven't played Meta MORVRAN and you're looking for some wins, this deck is good. That's all there is to say about it. Here's some great footage of me stomping monsters on blue coin. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, throw a subscribe my way, and there'll be more deck guides coming from your boy McBeard later. Thanks for watching, my friends. For this one. So happy Family Day, and my mod team and all of you are very much a part of my family. So what better time than this week to do some mod appreciation. Shadowplay Red's already put 500 bits in the fund, and I know you guys can trade my mods at some point. Now we're talking about Shadowplay Red, even though I'm going up against Insta Boss Man, I'm pretty sure this is not him, even though he is the Boss Man. So there's that. But, if we can maybe get a nice dinner from my mods sometime this week, hey, it's up to you guys. I think they do a great job. They come back day after day. This is a good hand. It's a damn good hand, and I have nothing bad to say about it. Again, Gimpy is always nice to draw, but because of the Witchers and Roach, it's really, really hard to ever have him in round one. So I think that Gimpy might start to be a cut. I also feel like Ox solves a lot of problems that Gimpy solves, but Gimpy is also a raw value card. But I think I might actually swap out Gimpy, just because of how I feel like it doesn't naturally flow with how this deck is supposed to function. What does Gimpy do for me in round 3? Protects me from Drog. That's like it. Just protects me from Drog, so... what are we holding in our hand here that helps us? We are holding Leo. I guess we'll still play the Nilfgaardian Knight first. We could play the Sergeant, but you kind of gotta take that proactive blue card. You gotta take that the blue knight here. Not to be confused with Green Knight. Gotta take one of your fur babies to the vet. David Rodriguez Jr. Hope everything's okay with that member of your family. It's drink wine day today in Poland. Is that real? Or Warsaw? Is that real? Drink wine day? Damn, that's a good holiday. It's a good holiday. I should get some wine going myself. I usually never stop these. I only ever lock them because I feel like it's never worth killing them. This usually gets drownered, in which case I sometimes have to just protect it. So I could just protect it now with tactical and block riders. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to block riders. Yeah. So, this is just the kind of, example of where Gimpy would be pretty sweet. I actually don't have a good play at all for these. I don't have any of my locks. I don't have any of my slave drivers. So I think we actually may just play Witchers and consider looking at the board and maybe... I mean, it's really hard to pass on Woodland, but when you're running Leo and... I mean, you want last say against Woodland always, right? But, to suffer through the Thrives, to know we can't stop the Thrive... I mean, we could kill these cards. We can just kill them later, as they become threats. We can remove that value from the board. Here comes the Drowner. This is probably just the Slave Infantry. I don't really want to play Sarret. No one plays 2 ghouls anymore, so the Ox isn't that good, but... I mean, the Slave Infantry is by far the best play here, right? 32-8. Negative Ghost Rider. Nazgûl Sergeant or Nilf Knight for Dry Pass.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Nazgûl? Because you always want to play Nilf Knight first, right? On round 3 for more points. Okay, so if we're pushing, we're playing all of our cards here. But we have 2 cards we can't really play, and that's the Syrah and Blue Dream. So, and Leo is dependent on what we have. However, if he does play Spear Tip, we do play Leo Blue Dream. That changes everything. So do we commit Unicorn Kyrenex here for our 3rd blue coin game in a row? I think we do, because since we couldn't really stop the Thrives, he has 4 engines on the board. God. This needs to be a short round where we can influence an Ozrel or a Ghoul, I think. I think we play Kyrenex to kill one of these Thrives. Excuse me. You ever just feel like in the morning you're just a slave to whatever your body wants to do to you? If you don't feel like that, give it a few years. You might. You might feel like that. 1 more Thrive on the board. 10 points to take it. Sarah isn't enough to kill a Thrive now. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I feel like I missed an opportunity there. High commitment. Now, if he plays here, then he's for sure thinking about taking this, and I have to hope that Goliath, Spirit Tip, or Caldwell are part of that equation for him. Although he can't play Riders, that's a big one. He'll have to play Spirit Tip to beat Nausicaa, and if he plays Spirit Tip, I Leo it. Here's Gimpy. He gets good value from Gimpy. Boy, he needs a lot of points to take here, but he has 4 thrives on the board. Feels not good. I feel like I am pretty committed here. Now taking Gimpy out with hand Marvins is realistic here, so I'm just gonna do this here. So now we have, now at least we have a 9-point Blue Marvin. We have a 9-point Blue Marvin. Thanks, Timbo. You guys like the new, do you guys like the new horn coins as your sub badges? I think they look great. We get the round on Woodland. Well, in my opinion, guys, we have increased our chances of winning by a large amount. If we draw Peter, it's pretty much over, I think, for my opponent here. There's our Gimpy, which will be good if there's more Neckers, and I think there will be. I think there will be. He plays Alpha here. Okay, just show me Peter Sar Gwenlev. Show me Sneaky Pete. I'm so scared, guys. This can still help us with Blue Dream, so I'm gonna hold on to Treyhard. No Peter. Me, I'm so bad. Leo is our only hope. Leo Bonhart is our only hope, and we have a brick in our hand. Then again, so did he, if you want to count that as a brick. So he has no big units in his graveyard. If we act and if we put one in his graveyard, he'll act on it. Which maybe isn't what we want to do. I like the new coins. I think they look good. I like them. I've been meaning to change them since I made the original ones. Okay, no, I didn't draw any Albas either. Like, this was a pretty... Or do I only run one Alba? Maybe I should run 2. But this is the lock, right?
Who is to die? Who?
Shoop's day off.
Good Gwent card. Best.
Well, Gimpy's useless. Wow. All right. That's like, that could have been much worse. What am I going to do with this Nilf Knight? The Nilf Knight helps me with Leo. Is he going to Whispering Hillock this, do you guys think? You guys think he Whispering Hillocks this? He plays Shoop again.
Is there anyone here to whom I can entrust my mission?
This is good. Got 2 matches resulting in a draw in a row. 2 in a row. Now, I've gotten a lot of draws this season. Ancient Foglet.
To work.
I honestly do not know how this one's going to go, but I have a feeling like Leo needs to do it for me, right? Leo has to win me the game. If Leo does not win me the game, I won't win, right? Okay. Well, we know Gimpy's only ever 6 points, so we might as well just play Gimpy right now. Bruce is going to be the Leo target, so we'll just play Gimpy on the Ancient Foglet, I guess.
You got to keep peasants on a short leash.
Morvan midrange versus Morvan Shoop and Big Monsters, yeah. Oh, you were playing MORVRAN midrange?
And last.
So many points, dudes. You're so behind. Bonnie?
His word dies with it.
He has so many points right now. Leo, please. How is Blue Dream so bad right now against frickin' Woodland? Shoot. We know he doesn't have Kyrenex. We can play the Kyrenex right now. I mean, that's like not even that bad. It's probably the best thing. It's the best we're ever going to get. It's just never going to be better than this. So what can we assume his last two cards are, assuming he's running Shoot? We can assume the last... we can assume it's the boost... It's the boosty Crone. Happen to have a chat with Malegian when you jumped on Croch's stream. Turn me onto the deck. Yeah, MORVRAN's pretty strong. Wow, Diamond Demon Shackles is not very good here. So it looks like we have to play Nilfgaardian Knight into Brewis.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
I have a bad feeling, my friends. Dead Geralt of Rivia. We still don't get it, do we? Or do we get it with... Oh, we do get it, don't we? With MORVRAN. This one felt like a tough one. Woo! Damn, man. I didn't know what to expect. That deck was wild. That deck was all over the place. I thought it was going to be Spear Tip. I didn't know if I was going to have a Leo target. Shoop surprised the hell out of me. That was a roller coaster. Still have yet to flip a red coin today. This is making up for last night where I had some really good situations here. Well, we're free to mulligan at least, right? Okay, okay. Do we actually... Okay, so we are going to do the same thing we did last time against Grenacora, and that is boost the Nausicaa Sergeant, because they don't care about tall strategy, and he blocks riders.
Red coins for losers.
Historically, I have had a better win rate on blue coin, but last night, boy, I just obliterated people on red coin with this deck. Chappy with 11 months in a row saying red coin is for losers. So first of all, Timbo, thank you so much for the 13 months. So this is Ox, because we have Sarah in hand, and this is just one of the most beautiful things you can lock against monsters, IMO. One of the most beautiful Ox targets in this here game is Gurnacora and Necker, all of them locked forever. It is, yeah, and the weird curve must be her hair. Yeah, it doesn't have like a giant nose or anything. So I Alba this, and then I can kill Drowners with Slave... Well, I can kill a Slave Driver Drowner anyway. This may be a pass for my opponent quite soon. This may be an early pass. I don't know. We're really getting out of control over here. There's the Drowner, so we'll kill that with the Slave Driver.
Back in line!
We have a great target for Slave Infantry still. Our hand is red hot fire. There should be no reason why we can't take this round all the way to the end.
Sure.
Play Trehorn right this minute. We'll play Trehorn right this minute.
Bow, barbarian. Bow low.
Yes. So he's drawing into, what was that, Griffin and... What was the other one? How about no spoilers? Yeah, no more spoilers, guys. Yeah, guys, I mean, there are people that want to read the books someday, even though Gwent's been out for 2 years and Witch has been out forever. You'd think that those books would be read. I just read the Wikipedia now. I know I'm never going to read those books. I'll read Last Wish and the ones that I have, but... Oh, it's Necker Warrior, yeah. So he's drawing into Griffin and Necker Warrior. So those are like probably, I mean the Griffin he probably keeps because it's like a great. So he's playing 2 Griffins, so we know it's not Shoop. If we ever at any point assumed that it was, it's not. But I don't think we did assume that it was. We being me. Unless they're people that watch my video. Go Liats. It's interesting that thrive is a keyword and this isn't a keyword. Because you'd think if you would give one faction an ability that is so universally useful with every card that will ever be made, you'd think that maybe other factions would get something like it. So you could say like Nausicaa Sergeant has like morale or like standard bearer or something. Is it my turn again? Oh, what did he play? Oh, Spirit Tip. So we are down by... We're fine. Because he wants to play Riders, right?
They're dead.
No Riders for you, my friend. Sitting on 20 points in our hand here. It's pretty good. 22 if you count the Sergeant. 26 if you count MORVRAN. So I mean, knowing that we could be drawing into Blue Dream, Leo, and Peter, we just have to push. We are absolutely in this 100%. Alpha Werewolf. Okay. What's more important for me to hold on to? Removal? Or boost? To block Riders? Maybe I think maybe boost is better because this is the proactive play and I want to win this round so I can proactively be very scary. So I think this is what I'm doing. Let's assume that one of his cards is Riders. He wouldn't be able to play here. That's right. So now we just got to look for Leo and Blue Dream. And if we draw either of those things, instant pass, right? There's Leo. I don't know about Gimpy here. I have to like make a note to myself, take Gimpy out of deck. The Riders will eventually touch down, so no, I keep Gimpy. Because we just basically got... Oh, and he has a Nilfgaardian. He has an Infiltrator in his hand. We still pass, though, with Leo in hand. Yeah, absolutely we pass. Absolutely. No, Nekka's already dead, but...
If not by strength.
Because my opponent... Now, why would you not play it on the melee route so you could give me the Infiltrator? What the fire? Why would he not... Never played or seen that card in his life, I guess. There's Blue Dream, my friends. This is looking pretty damn tasty. I don't think we need 2 knights. And just for the sake of upgrading our cards. Oh, we have not played the Witchers? Or Sierra? Oh shit. I mean, this could be... it's probably just better off just to look for something like... No Witchers are going to be played in this game. Slave Driver kills a Drowner at least. Gimpy, he's going to open up with Riders and we just Gimpy them, right? Favorite king, yes, Foltest? It is Foltest, yes. Foltest is my favorite king. Oh, right, he has to play that first. Should have played Azrael, my friend. Can't play Riders now, either. I guess I just play the Nilfgaardian Knight.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
I don't usually kill the Archospores anyway, because it's just extra value. The Slave Driver is a weak card in my hand here, but Well, now it kills the Drowner, so it doesn't feel that bad.
Move!
Still have high card here for Rida Denial. Net on Thrive unit always throws them. Yeah, because they can't thrive now. Sometimes they can't thrive. Because it's going to get points anyway, right? So whatever. It doesn't even matter. It's just points that you're giving them that they were going to get anyway. Point card. Knight and what's the card I'm looking for? I mean, Temerian Drummer is a really good blue coin card too. Is Knight is the best blue coin card in the game though, right? Griffin is also very, very good. Griffin is also very good. Oh wait, I have MORVRAN. Oh, there's the rider. I mean, it's almost like maybe I just want him to play them. I mean, he gets 1 extra point, so there's really no benefit in him playing it so I can play a better Gimpy. He gets extra points, so. Oh, he's like Radovid?
A world once given will never break.
Feels pretty decent right here. Feels pretty decent. There's Ozzy Osbourne right there. So the last card is Rider, right? The last card has got to be a Rider.
I'll do as you ask this time.
And show me it. I do believe you get experience for playing cards, so I don't mean to BM when I do that. Three blue coin monster games, 3 wins. 5 blue coin games, 4 wins. No, 6 blue coin. I lost the first game. So no, I've won 5. I'm 5-1 on blue coin.